So I was looking, I was perusing some headlines the other day, and I saw a story, just a human interest piece about, or a hit piece, I don't know what you would call it.
About basically ageism.
Ageism, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a thing, like racism, sexism.
Yep.
Ageism is a thing. And we want to talk about that and what it is exactly.
And it's so funny that there even is that ism, because everybody's gonna do it. I mean,
Yeah.
unless you die
Yeah.
really young.
Yeah, it's not
Which-
like if you say the N word, you're going to be black one day.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, there's no way out. If you hate on old people, you're going to get yours.
Yes.
It's 100% guaranteed.
Yes.
Like death and taxes.
And what's the reason? Like, I don't understand.
Why?
impetus
What is the
behind
reason
it.
for any kind of ridicule and criticism
To make themselves
to
feel
make
better.
themselves feel better?
Yeah.
Because if I can bring you down,
Yeah.
it equally elevates me.
Somehow
that's
that
the
gets
theory.
into people's heads, but
Yeah.
that's not how it goes.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is a
generally.
very basic concept. If this goes down, which is you, this comes up, which is me. Like a seesaw.
It doesn't have to be like that.
So
though.
let's
But
call
I
it-
guess that is the way that people. It's kind of like a lack mentality type
Yeah.
way of thinking.
Yeah. If you have more than me, I need to bring you
Yes.
down a peg.
Like if somebody's winning, you are hating on them because you think that they're getting something that you should
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
Or
So
I guess that's the psychology behind it.
So the whole premise of this that brought us to this discussion was I saw this in this piece. There's a picture of Sarah Jessica Parker at a luncheon with I don't know, her manager or some friends or whatever,
Yeah.
and she was bold enough to go out, I guess, in Hollywood or wherever,
I mean, she looked clean. She looked great. I
without
thought.
with no makeup,
No makeup.
with no makeup, and I applaud her for that.
Me too.
But
Brave.
the problem with it is once you brand yourself as a
Sex symbol.
you really are a
or-
brand.
Yeah.
That's the problem with how it's like with you. You're a brand. You're Banshee Moon.
Yeah, like I don't want to go out without makeup on because I just
You would
don't
feel
think
that
I look great.
you
without
feel
it.
that normally, but if you were
Yeah.
Sarah Jessica, if you were a star in like a place like Hollywood, it's that much more. profound.
Yeah, it should be even more.
It's even harder to deal with.
Yeah.
So she went out and basically she ended up saying, not really apologizing, but hey, I can't help the way I look. I'm older,
Yeah.
and I think she said that she doesn't want to go the route of stretching her face back and
Yeah.
doing all the Botox and all that. She said, look, I can't get around this.
I think she looks beautiful without makeup.
I think she looks
mean-
good too. I mean, I like to
I
you
wish
hate
I
the-
had blonde hair and blue eyes, because then I would do that too.
you hate the expression, but I'll say it. If I'm being honest,
If I'm being perfectly
she looks
honest.
even more lovely when she accentuates. I almost hate to say that, but that's how we are culturally,
Yeah. Well, I mean, basically, most people look better with makeup on.
Yeah.
I mean, it just really, you're right. It accentuates your good features.
I mean, if guys,
Covers that as you get older, it does make you look kind of. It makes sometimes it
caricature.
accentuates the lines.
It makes
and
you
makes
look
it
like
even worse.
a
It's like,
cartoon character.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, what is going on with my face right there? And then you realize it's because the makeup got in the wrinkles or whatever.
It's the same like me and my hat,
It's like a little
I used to
security
have
blanket.
at the beginning, in my teens, I had long, flowing, beautiful hair, and it was very full and very thick. And then as I aged, it got a little thinner, and I kept it shorter. And then I got old, and it's gone, and it's just
Not old.
older.
Older.
And this is the same kind of thing. I like to cover that
Yeah.
up because it's less distracting. It's a little shred of vanity that I hold on to.
Mm-hmm.
You?
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Well-
I don't know what I would do without my makeup. Like, it just makes me feel better.
I can remember my grandmother, little old bitty that she was. I adored her.
She's
Anna.
so cute.
Nana Anna.
Oh my
and
gosh.
she was so sweet, and she was so old world French.
Yeah.
She was American, but she had that old world French.
She'd laugh with her whole
Way.
body.
And Anna Palonque, and she was
So cute.
but she would put rouge on and she was just so lovely.
Yeah.
And a little bit of makeup was just so cute on her at 85, 90. My mother told me in the San Fernando Valley when she was about 35, she still had all that blonde hair.
Yeah.
But she was aging rapidly because she smoked all her life.
Yes.
And she said, honey, it was the most hurtful thing I ever experienced. She said, I was in my car driving down Laurel Canyon, and I heard boys yelling out of the window. It was summer. And she said, I was turned looking or talking to one of you babies, and I turned to look at who was catcalling, and they went, oh, oh, go, and drove off. And she was left feeling so
Aww.
devastated because it brought home
sad.
how much she had aged.
Yeah.
And it's just very
I
sad.
remember going to a concert with the kids. We brought the kids to one of those festivals, music festivals, and we were the oldest people there.
Yeah.
And we were like maybe 30. And I just
No,
remember...
we were probably 37 or 30.
No, well, I think I was 30 and you were 34 maybe,
Okay.
33. And I just remember looking around and thinking, and then looking in the mirror and seeing my wrinkles and stuff, and I was like, oh, something, I gotta find something to help this. Botox, please.
Do you have Botox?
Well, a little bit probably left still.
From a long time ago.
From October.
But you don't lean heavily on that stuff at all,
No.
I noticed.
Every 6 months to a year.
You ever had a facelift?
No.
Thank God. I'm asking like I don't know. I live with this woman. And I know, but I beg her not to do that.
I had a customer that went overseas, and she said everybody that was there was getting plastic surgery because it's so cheap, and the doctors are really good where she was. I think she was in Turkey.
Yeah.
And she's only 40, and she got full facelift, got her lips done.
That's so dumb.
Got
not to
her
wait.
eyes done.
I don't mean to judge.
She looked so beautiful, though. I was like,
shouldn't she have
so
waited?
jealous.
Right? Why
She
stretch
definitely
your
should've
skin
waited.
before
She
you're
should've
60, you know?
Yeah.
Then
But
you
still,
can't-
I was like, what?
But
I want to go there.
But in 20 years, she's going to want a
Do it
facelift, a
again.
full facelift, and then she's going to look like a lizard for sure because she's already stretched her skin. And they cut it off.
I don't think you can stretch it again.
They stretch it back and they cut off the excess.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
parts of it are still stretched looking, like around here, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, so what do? We fight, we age gracefully.
We exercise.
We fight.
We eat right. We try and fight the signs of aging.
Yeah.
On our face and our whole body. But it's eventually
So
going to catch up.
just know if you're dealing with the kind of person that would hate on a star for aging, my theory about the Sarah Jessica Parker thing, let me really dial it down. I think most of those are guys who don't get laid, who maybe they saw Sex in the City and thought, oh man, she's so desirable, she's so beautiful, she's so hot, and they kind of feel like she thinks she's all that, but well, of course she does.
It's her
of course
character.
she thinks she's that. Yeah, and she thinks she's beautiful because she's making a fortune off of
And she is beautiful.
her talent and her looks, right? But these guys think I could never be with her, and she would never have me, and who am I? And they feel, like you said, a lack mentality, and just to see her human frailty, they rejoice in that
That's sad.
because it's something they can't have. So let's not do that. Because if you would do that with someone who is rich and
they're
famous,
gonna reap their own bad karma.
yeah.
I think.
If you would hate on somebody like that, and that's your excuse, is because they're rich and they can take it or whatever, then you would hate on anybody. It's just you're a hater. Don't be that. It's very sad.
Be that if you want to be that.
Be
but
that
that's
if you want to be
gonna
that.
eat into your life and just make things not good.
It's so much
Make things
nicer
sad and depressing for you.
to be a lover, to be someone who spreads love, and
Yeah.
and so why wouldn't you go out and look for someone that you could say something nice about? See,
Yeah.
you're a really good influence on me for that. Like I'm an old curmudgeon sometimes, and I want to be nice and spread joy and scatter smiles.
You're not like that.
No.
You are a little judgy sometimes.
I'm intolerant.
But not because of stuff like that. Stuff that they can't
I
help.
just don't suffer fools well. That's my problem. Not that I'm not foolish sometimes, but I digress. So anyway, what are your thoughts on that? And how do you escape being old once you've criticized someone for being old? What do you do?
I mean, where are you going?
I had a guy.
If you're alive,
we read the comments. We don't have the problem with we try from time to time to answer a bunch of comments in a row, but then they get away from us, because if you're talking about thousands of comments, you've got to sit for hours and hours and hours. You can't. It's just, you would know if you did this. It's an impossible task.
Really is.
But we read the comments as much as we can, just to get keep our finger on it and know what the sentiment is. And how we are received and what they like and what they don't like. And one time recently I read a comment of a guy just laid into me. He was like, "You should be ashamed of yourself, of your age."
Oh yeah. Like what?
Why are you trying to do that? I was doing like a rope trick or something. Shame on you. Let younger people do these videos, and you're old. And I just thought, you're going to be old. Yeah.
You're never too old.
You're never too old. That's true.
Do what you want to do.
Some people. Okay, so in let's talk about that. If you feel like, oh God, I'm running out of time, or look what happened, I got old and I wasn't planning on it, blah blah blah. Remember, some people are just getting out of prison when they're 60 years old and have a great outlook, and they say, hey, I've got this amount of time left, probably. I'm going to have a great time.
This is the next chapter.
And because of their attitude, because of that mentality, they will have a great time. Yeah. They talk about Grandma Moses. Remember the story of Grandma Moses? She didn't start painting until she was in her 60s or 70s and became quite famous.
Wow.
I think it was Grandma Moses. Awesome. So there are some people that start their careers and they start their glory days at 5. And there are some people that start them at 55.
Or 65.
Or 70. Or 70, you know. I'm talking about taking up the paintbrush again.
Yes.
And I'm 61.
Yeah.
So
I have a customer that's out there, paints in her garage, and she's 80 something.
Mm-hmm.
She's just
there you go.
turning out these
there you go, folks.
Paintings.
Don't hate on the old folks.
Yeah.
Or hate on the old folks if you want to. It's only yourself that is hurt in the process.
Yeah.
Because what does negativity and anger do? Does it hurt the person that's directed at, or does it hurt the person dishing it?
It hurts the person dishing it.
Yeah.
I mean, it can hurt the other person if they let it hurt them.
Yeah, it hurts weaker people, and that's very sad. I mean, a lot of times
sad.
Bullies really affect, especially in younger people, they affect them very, very negatively. But I think if you follow those people down the road, usually it flips. And the bully is the one suffering, and the one who was being bullied had to develop a thick skin and a survival sense, and they did better in the end.
We got lucky with that because we got a really thick skin when we first started doing YouTube.
Yeah.
We had to.
All right. Well, tell us what you think about aging and ageism and love and
there's enough to go around.
Bullying and
enough goodness.
Yeah. In the comments below. Be sure to like this video and subscribe for more, and we will talk soon.
Spread love.
Spread joy, scatter smiles.
Love you.
Love to all.